I don't save that crop. I want no trouble. Wait, that's... Ah, glory to Grieger. You were the hanged man. I took you for a rogue. If you're a friend of Master Quentin's, then perhaps you'll help me.
I hate being taken for a rogue. Don't you, chat?
By a plague of giant wasps.
Isn't it terrible?
And you need someone to solve your pest problem.
Being taken for a rogue.
I've never seen him so far from the forest, nor so mean for that matter. I suppose the smell's got him worked up. And little wonder. This'll be the finest crop we've ever known if the fiends don't eat it first. I tried chasing them off myself, but they won't flee from the likes of me. And if I don't bring those grapes in for pressing soon, Master Quentin will have my guts for garters. You look like you can handle that blade of yours. Will you put it to use for a comrade in need? Please, rid us of these wasps so I can be about the business.
All right. I'll see to it.
Oh, thank you. You'll find them over at Gotan's Bales on the edge of town. And hurry, Rostwick needs those grapes.
What's up, Nicholas DeLuca? Sorry there wasn't much streaming this week. I had guests visiting from far away. Had to be a gracious host.
That must be the vineyard. A few wasps shouldn't give me too much trouble.
Had to cook a ridiculous amount of food and entertain. What else is new, though, am I right? It's kind of my thing. Book music. I bought more antiques. Big surprise. I bought an antique brass universal calendar. What else did I get? I got an antique tea set. I got another carved camphor box. I can't remember. I've been going a little crazy. I've been dealing with stress by doing what some people call retail therapy. Except for me, it's antique therapy. I've just been... I gotta get, like, Facebook Marketplace, like, taken off my phone, essentially. That's what I gotta do. I gotta have, like, someone come in and make sure that I don't go on there. I feel weirdly, like, hungover today. I didn't drink, but I went off diet and ate some good food that I like cooked for my guests because I had a ton of leftovers. So I was like, oh, you know, I'll make a plate of like, you know, barbecue and some pasta and stuff, things that I don't normally eat. I don't know if it was the pasta or the carbs, but I feel like inflated and drunk and like fucking hungover today. My head hurts, fucking all my joints hurt. I feel like 20 pounds heavier. It's like, holy shit. When you get used to eating like clean food and then you switch it up, it fucking destroys you. I feel so fucking gnarly today. So yeah, sorry Sorry if I'm a little slow and I sound a little groggy. I'm like fucking struggling. Struggling.
Those wasps won't be interfering with your harvest anymore.
Oh, thank you. Master Quinton would have had my head if I'd lost the crop. I'd say you've earned a reward. Our Gotan Rouge fetches a handsome price among the rich and powerful of the realm. We use that money to keep our comrades fed and imperial wolves from our door. The vineyards were Master Quinton's idea. He wanted to give bearers a place to work, a place where they'd be safe.
Well, he certainly seems to have done that here. I'm glad I could help.
I'll see that he hears of your kindness. And once this vintage is ripe for drinking, there'll be a glass or two raised in your honor.
Oh, goodness.
The tavern. It's done for. I've seen your face before. You're a friend of Martha's. Help us, I beg you.
Help you with what?
With
Bandits in the golden
what?
stables. They're waving their swords around. I think they're gonna kill someone.
With
When I saw
what?
what was happening, I slipped out the back. I should have stayed, but oh, please help them.
All right. I'll see to your problem.
We get back to some serious streaming next week, guys. We gotta do 5
I
days,
was out of the door too fast.
minimum 6 hours a day. We gotta get
You looked a nasty bunch, though.
we gotta get back on this train, alright? We gotta know life this shit. I've been having friends over, been playing Expedition 33. I gotta hunker down. I will say, Expedition 33, holy shit. What a good game. Oh my god. Oh my god, what a good game. Oh my god! It just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. I don't understand how they keep making it better. If you're wanting to play a Final Fantasy game and you wish Squaresoft would make one, this is like the best Final Fantasy game in 20 years. Expedition 33. It's a little, what would I call it? You know what? Here's a word I use all the time that I never actually check the real definition of. Let me make sure I'm using this word right. Sometimes it's important to check. Okay. It's esoteric. That is correct.
I'll be keeping my blade, thank you.
Expedition 33 is a little esoteric
There he is.
with its
The hero of the golden stables.
France obsession.
Think twice about pushing us around
Like,
again.
you can enjoy it without knowing stuff about, like, art history in France, but, like, if you do know that stuff, there's, like, a whole second layer of meaning.
But you weren't. I thought you told me you had
But,
someone watching the place.
The Blood Axes keep an eye
But
on
oh
the
my
tavern,
goodness.
yeah. When they're not busy keeping the peace, that is.
What a
Or
game.
spread them as thin as they'll go.
What
The Empire might
a
be in
goddamn
charge,
game.
That don't mean they care to keep us safe. If it weren't for the Blood Axes and me, merchants won't come near these lands for fear of what might happen to them.
I see.
Fear of what might happen to
Those
them.
area a great service.
Just as you did today. You're a useful man to have around. Here,
Clive.
And there'll be a mug of something tasty waiting for you whenever you next stop by.
right. best be going before I arm you with a mop.
Hello, Eiley. You've decided to join me. You've graced me with your presence. Yesterday I had to leave the house and I was running around trying to find my dog and I couldn't find her anywhere and I was freaking out. And then I looked out my window and she had figured out how to open one of the doors and had let herself out. And she was laying on the grass with all of her feet pointed up in the air like a little pin cushion, sunbathing her belly, covered in cut grass, just with her tongue hanging out, just sunbathing like a little seal. And I was like, I would be mad that you escaped, that you opened a door, but it's too cute. Too cute for me to get mad at you.
Funny, I never took you for the type.
Can't all be as obedient as you, Gav.
It was just too nice of a day out. She just had to go enjoy it.
Fine day for a little mischief, wouldn't you say?
Is this all of us?
Actually, Gav won't be coming.
Just the three of us, then.
Drake said he's the keystone of the Empire. Oriflamme's in chaos, yes, but that doesn't mean we can march an army through her gates. The fewer our numbers, the better our chances of going unnoticed. And should that plan fail, well, we have our icons to fall back on.
Sid, I don't know if I can. Ifrit still seems to come and go as he pleases.
Ordinarily, priming an icon comes naturally to a dominance. But then, you are no ordinary dominance.
Well, he's still got the blessing of the Phoenix, doesn't he?
Not to mention what he sucked out of Garuda. And did I ever tell you about how he was once the greatest shield in Rosaria? You know, I reckon he could probably cut us a path out of the capital on his own if need be.
Let's try not to find out.
And we're less likely to be spotted if we travel separately. I'll meet you in Northridge in a few days. You two be out now.
So, we're meeting in Northridge. But will I find Sid and Jill before this dame finds me?
But how did the cross...
What can I interest you in today? I trust it's all here.
Let's make this bigger.
Here's what we agreed on. Never have too many.
fighting the good fight.
Morning.
Is it safe to ride some Northridge now? I haven't played Plague Tale games yet, but I want to. They look good. I haven't played them. I've heard very good things, though. Yeah, it doesn't get much harder than the Black Plague. If you enjoyed Plague Tale, you should read Between Two Fires. Hey, Book Music, if you're still listening, is there an official list of what's considered the canon? Like, the classic novels, or like things to read?
Is there like an official list, or is it just kind of like a colloquial term?
My wounds, boy. Go down to
Is it fantastical? Yes. It's very supernatural. It's about a war between heaven and hell set during the Black Plague. It's very, very subtle.
Northridge.
Between two fires. Okay. I'm assuming it skews very Western, just because of how these things tend to go. I'm assuming there's a lot of Dickens and a lot of Austen, things like that. But I could be wrong. Maybe there's some surprises. Well, I predicted that one. I'm assuming the Journey to the West in Eastern classics would not be involved in this list. But that's just my assumption. I truly enjoyed your episode about the Antiquarian Book Festival, by the way. We will have to go again next year for a follow-up. AI told your girl that you're a bad dude and she wants space. Buddy, I hate to tell you this, but if your girl is going to AI to ask if she should take space from you, she was already unhappy. She's looking for reasons to get away if she's going to AI. So, best thing you can do is listen, see why she feels that way, try to address things in their relationship. Things that can be fixed, things that can't be fixed, can't be fixed. Try and figure out what she's looking for out of a partner that she's not getting. And if those are things that you can grow to fulfill, then grow to fulfill them. If they're unreasonable and you feel like she wants to terminate the relationship, then that's okay. You find somebody else and, learn from the experience, but yeah. She's not taking space because of AI. That's like, if you go to therapy, this is the classic one that a lot of people do. A lot of people will go to therapy and they will bring up a lot of concerns they have about their relationship in therapy. They'll say like, my partner I feel like doesn't listen to me, or I feel like they're emotionally abusive, or I feel like I'm just not satisfied or attracted, or whatever the reasons are that they're feeling, because therapy is about talking through your issues and things you're unhappy with. And so then the therapist will say like, oh, well, maybe this relationship isn't working for you. And what that person will do is they'll go to their partner, and because they don't want to hurt them and they don't want to take responsibility for how they're feeling because they feel guilty, they'll say, my therapist said that I should break up with you. And it's like, well, your therapist didn't really just say that out of nowhere. It's not like, you know, it was prompted because of the feedback you were giving the therapist about the relationship. It's like there were already issues. People like to offload their uncomfortable decisions onto exterior sources because they don't want to take responsibility for hurting people they care about. So, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean it has to be the end. If there's things that she wants to work through, then hopefully you can work through them. Mostly money. Well, you know, if you're not in love with someone when they're poor, you're not going to be in love with them when they're rich. So it's not a great relationship. I hate to say that, but I believe it's true. Yeah, man, I would just get out of it. If it's a money thing, just clean break. I can tell you the biggest turnoff for me. This has happened a few times. Back when I was dating a lot, I would often match with people, and they'd be kind of cold and distant and not responding a lot and kind of rude. And we'd go on a date, and it would be like fine, and they would just, they wouldn't be super into it, and they'd be very, very, very cold. And then sometimes on a second date, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I want to see your place," and I'd invite them over to the house, and then they'd see my house, and suddenly they'd be like all love bomb me, like, "Oh, like you're great." Biggest turnoff in the world. Absolute biggest turnoff in the world. So like, if someone's only in it because they think they can get assets from you, then like, watch out. Hey, Ristleliners. Good to see you. We are redesigning all of the Zelda enemies from the original Legend of Zelda game, including this lion man. Here he is. Wow. And also, this dragon. This very fairy tale unicorn dragon man. There he is. He's doing his thing. Also including this other knight. What? There he is. There he is being a knight. Now we're doing this one. This red knight. Good to have you. I paint normally every weekday for a few hours at least, sometimes the whole day, so if you'd like to hang out more, feel free to drop a sub. Not this time, says Clive. sorry to hear that. Oh, writing about it's good, man. Writing helps a lot. It's very, it was very like Rumpelstiltskin-y, the way me and Dave did our books, because we just took all these horrible things that actually happened in our small town childhood and just like spun them into funny jokes. We were like, oh, you know what? If you just witnessed this happening to like a character, this would actually be very, very funny. It's only tragic and weird and traumatizing because it was like real people that we knew. But in a vacuum, this stuff is actually pretty funny. So like most of that first and second book is based on like real terrible shit that we encountered. So like if you can take that stuff and make it a creative endeavor, it's a good practice. Yeah, the guy between the walls. Oh my god, the fact that that's a true story. I still think about that and I'm like, how? It's like an A24 movie. Like, what the fuck? That really happened. What's up, party? Oh, yeah, that's true. The one with the devil? Yeah, that's a true one. That person in that story might actually be watching the stream right now because I found out recently there was a weird Instagram account that started following me that was posting like mysticism stuff and like tarot readings and like future telling and stuff, and I was like, they were liking all of my posts and watching all of my stories. And I was like, is this like a bot? Or is this like secretly someone I know? Because this is like weird behavior for like a business account that's doing like fortune telling. And I dove into it and I dug deeper and deeper and I found out that that account is owned by the kid in that story, grown up now, who thinks he's like a mystic. He's like it's really, really, it was kind of spooky to think that he tracked me down after like 20 years. And is now like following and liking all my stuff. So like he's probably watching these. So yeah, I don't know. If you are watching this, you know who you are. Don't kill me, please. Don't break into my house and murder me. I dipped my sword in holy water. I can kill the devil. It was pretty good. Pretty good thing for a person to say to you, seriously, with no hint of irony or joke. Yeah, that was one of the spookiest experiences of my life. Oh, I'll tell you the story. So there was a kid in my hometown who I was friends with when I was younger, and he started to slowly like lose it. He started to like be convinced that in a past life he was like one of the kings of England, and he had started having all these like delusions of grandeur. Like he'd like come to me and be like, you know, I had a dream last night about my knights, and they were going out to this battle, and like, you know, I saw the castle I used to live in, and he would like pour through books, and he was convinced he found the castle he lived in, and he was like, this was my home, and like stuff like that. He started believing in like soul stones. He had a line of crystals above his bed, and each crystal contained the soul essence of one of his friends, and he like thought that he could like, I don't know, he thought he had like a destiny to fight like evil, like literally, not like little kid. I'm talking like he was like 18 at this point, 17 or 18. And he was convinced that he was gonna like fight. It eventually became the devil. And what happened in my hometown is one of the firefighters got pregnant and had a baby, and his wife had, it's really, really tragic and dark. His wife had a postpartum like psychotic break and killed the baby, and obviously it became a crime scene. And they put up, you know, they were kicked out of the house because they were doing an investigation, and the house was quarantined off, and it had like caution tape up. And one night he came and he was like, hey, let's go for a drive. And at this time I was like unsure about the friendship, but I wasn't like scared yet. And I got in his car, and he drove me to that house, and he parked down the street, and he was like, you know why that lady killed the baby, right? And I was like, why? And he said she saw the devil in it. And I said, why are we here? And he said, well, what if the devil really was in that baby? And after she killed it, the devil might still be in the house. Like, if she killed the vessel the devil was in, maybe it's still in that building. And then he said, I think this is our chance to kill the devil. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then he leaned into his back seat, and he moved his denim jacket, and under it was this broadsword he had. He'd always had it because he got it from the Renaissance Fair here. And he said, I took my sword to the church this morning, and I dipped it in the holy water. And he said, we can send him back to hell. And then I got out of my car, and I was like, I'm walking home. And he was like, you're going to abandon me here? And I was like, dude, you're insane. It was the first time I ever told him. I was like, you've lost your mind. You've actually, like, lost it. And I walked home, and he drove next to me the whole time in his car, and he was like, dude, get in. Dude, get in. And then when I was almost home, he was like, I think it's part of a Masonic plot. He was like, there's a grave in the town graveyard that has Masonic symbols on it, and I think maybe there's something secret buried under it. He's like, we should dig it up. And I was like, you have lost it. You've like, you're dangerous, dude. You're certifiable. And that was, yeah, one of many weird small town stories that happened here that were just, in retrospect, are just so fucking nuts. But anyway, that kid has found me 20 years later and is now following and liking everything I do. So God only knows what quest he has in mind for me next. God only knows what's going on with my soul stone. Yeah, that was one of the craziest things anyone's ever said to me.
You can trust me, yes, but why would you?
Help you?
Let's send the devil back to hell with my blessed sword. Like, okay.
Long ago,
Yeah, followed me back home for like miles. Walked like 3 miles back to my house.
From the moment you acquired it, that brand has
I refused to get back in the car.
But today, it is going to give you exactly what you want. Just play along.
The worst was after that night, after I told him he was certifiably like insane and I didn't want to see him anymore and to like leave me alone.
But of course,
Dave
we
remembers
must make
this.
ready to welcome you.
When I'd be hanging out at my house sometimes, he'd park down the street and like spy on us.
Why, my new escort? The streets aren't safe.
He'd like park down the street and turn all the lights off on his car and just like watch what I was doing. It was really, really, really spooky and gross.
Now, doesn't it? I'll see you all at sunset.
Sometimes I would sneak out the back of my house and I would walk through the woods and come up behind his car. And I would slam on the back of his car with my hands and be like, "What are you doing?" And then he would just turn the car on and peel out and drive away.
Another fucking branded. You're lucky you're with the dame. Get out of my sight, filth.
That wasn't so bad.
Wasn't so bad. They might have recognized me.
But they didn't. And even if they had, they wouldn't have done anything about it. The gentlemen of the garrison are some of my best customers. We have an arrangement.
The most insane part of all these stories is that they're all true.
If you care to follow
And they all
me,
have like
we
witnesses.
can speak more at the Vale.
Doesn't seem like I have much of a choice.
And if anyone requests her company, tell them she is feeling unwell.
Madame, you look stunning.
As do you, my dear.
Shall I have one of the girls draw a bath?
That won't be necessary. Clive, my darling. Welcome to the Vale.
Thank you for seeing me through the gates, my lady. I am in your debt.
Well, that was the whole point, wasn't it? And I told you, it's Isabel. Whatever wound you so tight, I wonder. It's certainly not Sid's influence.
You, mentioned a favor. What is it you'd have me do? I don't want to keep my companions waiting.
If you mean Sid and the girl, you needn't worry. They have yet to reach the checkpoint. Yes, Otto asked me to help them as well. But to answer your question, I need you to find someone for me. One of my girls. Tatienne has been gone for several days now.
Not
I've left her with a
Tatienne.
word of explanation.
Not Tatienne.
To fear the worst.
I feel as if I've spent my whole life searching for people. I can't say I'm any good at it.
I trust you'll do your best. Oh, and take this. Proof of that trust. And hopefully enough to keep prying eyes from looking too closely at that handsome face of yours. Now, I have matters to attend to at the Iron Flagon. If you find anything, ask for me there.
Thanks, Russell.
It's not here.
Be good to have you.
Excuse me, you there?
dames? Might I trouble you for some assistance? You'll be rewarded, of course.
And who exactly would I be assisting?
Rewarded, of course.
A humble merchant, though fortunate enough to count the dame among my acquaintances. I have business beyond these walls, but the guards have grown somewhat suspicious of my comings and goings of late. I was hoping someone might be
What a
kind
great
enough
voice
to
actor.
go in my stead. And who better than someone in the employ of the Vale's proprietress? Would you be willing to help a fellow in his hour of need?
Why not?
Marvelous. The task is simple enough. Pass through the gate and deliver packages to a few of my most valued clients. There are 3 in total. A grocer, an apothecary, and a distiller. You need only mention that the items you carry are fresh from the master's table.
Nothing dangerous, I hope.
Why, of course not. Merely trifles which folk beyond the checkpoint are keen to get their hands on. And though I cannot prevent you from peeking, I advise that you don't. Strongly advise.
That's the day done then. With the right
Reds, whites, spices.
I warn you now, I don't sell to your kind, whether you have the coin or not. Where's your master anyway?
Etienne sent me.
Yeah, man. Always honest.
Well, he had his own bearer.
Good luck with everything.
Business must
Remember,
be booming. All right.
it's
Quickly now,
it's
before
you know,
dark
it's a
closes.
relationship. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world. If they're not a good fit, it's okay. You'll be okay.
That is no burden off my back. And this is for Etienne.
All this for a drink.
Not just any drink. The very best, specially distilled from our most discerning customers. The guards find that, they'll seize it before you can blink. You keep it well hidden, all right? If Etienne likes it, tell him there's more where that came from. For a price, of course.
Of course.
I have no business with Brandon.
Well, I have business with you. A package. Fresh from the master's table.
I do not know. Where is the merchant, Etienne?
Thanks, man.
Somewhere the gate
I wish the
guards
same
won't
for
be
you.
knowing him or his affairs.
It is lonely, but
Fine.
it's fulfilling.
Hand over the goods and be gone. This is lighter than usual. Brandon, if I discover you have played me false,
I can always take it back.
you will do no such thing. Your master should cut out your insolent tongue. Had you been the tool of any other man, I would see you clapped in chains. Payment.
Not clapped.
Get out of my sight.
Not clapped in chains. Oh my god.
Those cigars are worth more than your life. Do be careful.
you say so. Times are hard. This here'll make them less so. For a while at least. Sorry about the welcome. Bet nothing by it. You wait right here. Here. You can tell Etienne. Perfume. Oriflamme's finest. Just as promised.
Perfume, cigars, and spirits. Someone has expensive tastes.
Yeah, you should do that.
Is, how can they afford to
Storyboarding experience, this is a good idea.
I suppose there's only one way to find out. That's the day done then.
Ah, you have returned.
I believe these are yours.
Delightful.
Hey, thank you.
The dame will be pleased.
I want the shield to be like themed after this dragon.
Would you be pleased to learn?
It's up here in the crest too.
You mean the crystals?
I want to find a way to make that cross not just a
Why not just
cross.
walk in the first place?
An honest man wears deception like shackles about his ankles. I couldn't risk you stumbling under the gaze of the guards. After all, we both know the punishment for dealing in unsanctioned crystals, even such morsels as I provide. And if you don't know what this day's work may have cost you, then, well, I dare say you'll sleep all the better for it. Despite the risk, our friends beyond the wall gladly give their finest and most treasured wares for the paltry crumbs I trade in.
Paltry crumbs. Paltry crumbs.
Scarce as chocobo teeth. There's the thriving market for even the scantest fragments.
These voice actors are
Do you
really,
think it vulgar that I profit from the hardship?
really giving it their full Game of Thrones.
What you believe is necessary.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't doubt the dame would agree. A reward for a job well done. I have the goods I was commissioned to gather, and the guards are none the wiser.
Job well done.
I thank you.
Yeah.
As will our mutual friend when she hears of how you have aided me.
Aided me. Yeah. Aided me.
Heard the bones fell favourably. To the Vale, then.
I don't know how a bearer came by the moon and stars. Thank goodness I found you. Can I trust you to be discreet?
About what?
About this. About what I wish to ask of you. About the fact that I, a humble creature, assist the Dame of the Vale in her endeavours. As unlikely as it may seem, there are those within the upper echelons of Sambraquois society who find the Empire's treatment of bearers to be barbaric.
All right. But what do you want from me?
This town is carried upon the backs of its bearers, and yet many would see their servants starve. Not for the want of coin, simple fare costs little more than a pittance, but to revel in the suffering of others. A simple act of
Simple fare costs little more than a pittance.
Despite their faces, and see their bearers fed, and
The Dame's Guilds.
I'm afraid not. I am expected back in the capital, and have already risked much speaking with you this long.
Crystal's curse is bad enough. We can't let people starve as well.
You like that, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, clearly it's got to be this color, you know? I'm also colorblind, so I always work things up in grayscale because color's very tricky for me. If you watch the stream more, you'll see me struggling with my red-green color blindness.
You look like you need a rest.
I can give you a good example, actually. We struggled with this one for a long time.
Thank you. I don't eat it here though.
So I thought this right here was like orange, like the Sprite. And I didn't realize that it was skewing green because I can't see it. So I worked with chat on stream to like make some balancing layers to make it look more like the Sprite. But I can't see this green that's happening in this piece. It really sucks working with direct color because like this didn't start as a grayscale painting, this was a direct color painting, and like I just can't see it, so it's a huge bummer. It's very frustrating. So I switched to only working up in grayscale.
I have something for you.
From the Chamberlain. Thank you. You need to leave. Now. Please.
Branded! Who told you to rest?
Branded.
Those damn flames! And you! If you've got a message for me, out with it. If not, return to your post.
Curse you! Get away from me!
Enough.
This'll work faster next time if you know what's good for you.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Looks like you need it. The Chamberlain must have sent you. But alas, my work is far from over. If I don't go now, they'll beat me. You need to rest. But I won't. My wounds to heal and bones to mend. And what of your own hurts? I'll wait. As will my hunger. Thank you, but a drover has more regard for his cattle than the Empire does its bearers. Anyway, I'd better head to the Vale.
We need... Imagining the boardroom for this meeting. I mean, boardroom making this game.
You here for business?
Like, we gotta do Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is hot right now. We gotta do Game of Thrones. What do we need? Let's get the checklist.
To work delivering
We need haves and have-nots,
So we found someone to
peasants and
welcome him.
nobles.
Just as
Check.
well. I hear his friends
We need
back in
tricksy,
England are taking a
spying
little too much
prostitutes
interest in him
that secretly gather information at their brothel.
There was a time
Check.
when he was the customer.
We need a tinge of
Us girls
supernatural,
Generous uncle.
swaying the
He was one of
political.
only people around here who seemed
Check.
bothered by the way the Empire treats
We
its
need a main
bearers.
character who was nobility, who lost everything.
Fact not wasted on the
Check.
dame. A little nudge from her is all it took.
And we
became the
need
patron saint of Northreach's Star
every
Masters.
single Cockney
My
accent
sisters
we
and I
can
may have
find
lost an uncle,
from every
but
voice
bearers are
actor.
being fed for a change, so we don't grumble. Much.
Glad to hear it.
Gives you faith, though, doesn't it? To know there are people out there like him. And you, for that matter. It's no wonder the dame's got a soft spot for you.
I better be going.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Sergeant's got it in for us two. As if either of us needs to brush up on our swordcraft.
He wouldn't.
Where's your commanding officer, Brandon?
Oh.
Don't you know the training grounds are for real soldiers?
Hey, you lost or something? Sorry, but the Imperial Guard's got no use for your kind. The infantry always needs more bodies, though.
Bodies thou?
Don't bloody believe it. The bastard's wearing the moon and stars.
That'll be why he's strutting about like he owns the place.
The Dane laughed when we offered her our protection. You reckon this prick's really worth a couple of the Emperor's finest?
I dare say there's ways of finding it out. How about it, Brandon? Care to show us how you earned that brooch?
I'd rather not.
Only chivalrous souls that we are. Robin and I need to know the dame's being properly looked after.
The dime.
Fine. If it'll put your mind at ease.
Oh, and just so you know, I won't be holding back. I suggest you don't either. Take a moment to get ready if you need it. Wouldn't want you whining about an unfair fight. Now, let's get the measure of you, shall we?
If that's what you want.
Cocky bastard. All right, let's be having you. Oh, and when you go crying to your mistress, tell her it was Leon who gave you the pound. Use all the dirty tricks you want, Brandon. Stay down, all right? So you know what it is.
Sinners looks really good. Like really, really, really good. Like too good.
Fuck me.
What the hell are you playing at, Leon? So it's a real challenge he wants, is it?
I've seen that clip. You stuck your tongue up my coos and
Sword up
fucked
there,
me
huh?
so hard I thought you'd change your mind. I was like, oh my god. The fuck?
Win the day straight anyway.
This movie's horny. Hey, Spitboy. Spitboy, I believe May 9th, midnight, they are showing an original film print of Ridley Scott's Legend
The bastard didn't even break a sweat.
at the Coolidge, and I believe I will be
Dame's
there.
man or no, he's still a brandy.
I'm strongly
Stuff
considering
Sergeant
it,
never hears about this.
so if you want to come,
Not after the bollocking he gave us for
let me
missing
know.
drills.
But I know it's a late
Maybe
night.
Offside had a point. I'll leave you to it.
That goes for you as well, book music.
Riddance.
But I know it's a late night.
At least we know the dame's in safe hands, I suppose.
Do us a favour. If you have to tell the dame about this, tell her we got a good few hits in, mate.
Yes, I believe I'm gonna go. That's the plan, at least. We'll see if the universe throws any obstacles at me. 3 hours? No. Legends like 90 minutes.
The Emperor's finest.
You'd be home by 2 a.m.
You wear the dame's brooch.
I'm stealing a lot of these details
You'll
from...
have to help me look for one of your colleagues. A woman by the name of Tatienne.
I believe it's May 9th. It's a Saturday,
If only I'd comforted her.
but
You saw her before
yeah.
she disappeared.
The day
If the
before,
whole group wants to go, I'm happy to drive. It's in
she'd
Boston.
lost her comb,
So
a gift from the dame.
if y'all want to
Was it
go,
anything
we can
fancy? I
carpool.
could tell him anything.
But let me know.
You see, Tatienne was an orphan, and she looked upon the dame as a mother, as do we all.
So she was upset.
And I didn't lend her my shoulder. But perhaps someone else did. Tatienne shared a room. Her chambermaid may have seen something. She's over there, sitting by the pond.
Thank you.
Seaton by the pond.
Let's see what her chambermaid can tell us then.
So you're the new escort the girls have been talking about. And you've already been sent off on an errand, eh? Poor boy. You'll be knackered before the real work begins later on tonight.
I'm told you share a bedchamber with Tatienne. Did she say anything to you before?
Before she went missing. Only that she needed to meet with someone. She did mention a name, but I know exactly who she meant.
You do.
Lad from the garrison. Annoying little shit. Spent every guinea earned on Tatienne, and picked fights with anyone else who tried to buy her time. Followed her around like a lost puppy. Tatienne was flattered at first, but it didn't take long for her to get scared. She thought about saying something. But the dame was so proud of her for how much she was bringing in, and she didn't want to let her down.
This man from the garrison. Did you ever see him?
Of course I did. He tried to sneak into our room enough times.
I like how this is a Final Fantasy game, and it's so obsessed with being Game of Thrones that now in a Final Fantasy game,
Very helpful.
a Final Fantasy game with chocobos and moogles
Find her.
and fun magic, we are now talking about a soldier who may have murdered a prostitute.
Seems a trip to the barracks is in order.
Well then, I suppose you'll...
Swapping off the boots of Belgians. Heard the bones fell favourably.
I'm looking for a man with a scar over his eye.
Looking for a man? Does this look like a brothel, Brandy? Fuck.
Yeah, let the crew know. If you want to make a whole night of it, we can go to Chinatown and get dinner at like 1 in the morning after. Or I can just bring you guys straight back home. But yeah, let me know.
There's only one man in the garrison with a dodgy eye. His name's Yannick. I haven't seen him around lately, though.
Yannick.
On account of him being in war. Yannick left a few days back. Said he had dealings with a merchant there.
The dame thanks you. Moore is the last village on the road to Oriflamme. I should let Isabel know where I'm headed.
No, this is Final Fantasy 16.
Clive,
The
tell me
grittiest.
their good tidings.
The grittiest.
Remains to be seen.
Oh, Tetienne, you could have told me.
This Yannick. The soldiers I spoke to believe he's in the village of Moor. According to them, he claimed to have some business with a merchant there. But that wouldn't explain his continued absence.
And you plan on traveling to Moor to ascertain the truth?
Isn't that what you want?
Oh, it is, but I fear sending you there may cause more harm than good. The people of Moor are rather set in their ways. You'll find they have little love for bearers, and they will not hesitate to report one such as you to the constabulary.
Not
There
the
is a man
constabulary.
who owes me a favor, more than one, in fact. His name is Bertrand, and he works at the stables. Tell him I sent you.
I shall return as soon as I find something.
I'm not able to turn it off. I can choose not to engage with it though. Like I can see stuff and just go "Oh," and let it go, but I can't turn it off. Which is a bummer. I will say, Spitboy, if you're looking for a game that feels like the games that you used to love, Expedition 33, I will sing its praises till the end of time. Feels like a game that was made in 1998 with a modern budget. Yeah. Expedition 33 is just the most original, fun, free experience I've played in so long. It is just exactly what it wants to be, and nobody got involved and told them not to do it. It's just passion project through and through. Just insane art direction, really cool ideas, unbelievably original world. But yeah. You should, man. Also, I have studio space down here. The only problem is it's an hour south of Boston, but I do have studio space available if anybody wanted to do something like that. It's a big office, and it's very remote. It's like out in the woods of Wareham, Massachusetts, but it is open. We can't find anybody to rent it. It's where my family's old business was before they sold it, so it's like it's a big office. If we ever did something like that, I do have space that would be essentially rent-free. or extremely low rent. I'd have to talk to my family and see if they even care. My mother mentioned to me the other day, she was like, "Are you still thinking of opening an art school someday?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Well, what about the old office building? Like, you could just teach classes there." And I was like, "Yeah." It's like, it's not like the prettiest location. It's not like super. It doesn't have like an art vibe. It's more of an office. But like, I guess you could change that with decoration and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there is a location available. Oh yeah, I mean, it's cheaper than Boston just to drive down all the time. Even the cost of gas would be cheaper than paying rent in Boston. But yeah, theoretically, if something like that was to happen, I might have a spot we could do it. I actually don't like that. I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't like that either. I'm gonna get rid of that. Alright. What must I do? I'd love to make a Wild Arms. I think about that all the time. That Western fantasy. Like, wild Western fantasy. Oh, it's so good. Put this out in the universe and see if it happens. Sharky! I haven't seen Sharky today. Where is he? I'm summoning him. I'm summoning Sharky. We'll see if he hears me. We'll see if the call of my love reaches him in faraway Ireland. The land of Ire. The funniest thing about Wild Arms, I don't know what this is. Sometimes things come out around the same time that have a lot of the same ideas, and I always wonder what in media was going on at the time that made different creative teams that weren't talking to each other come up with similar stuff. Wild Arms came out before Final Fantasy VII, and it has a ton of Final Fantasy VII in it. The whole plot of Wild Arms is that the planet is dying, it's being sucked of all of its life and spirit energy because an alien life form that's threatening the planet crash landed in a crater in the Arctic, and the main character has a piece of that alien inside of him. And also there is a flower girl who is the last of an ancient race who was supposed to save the planet and heal it, who gives you flowers from her garden, the only garden that still blooms, and she is the last of an ancient race. And it's like, it's just very funny to me that both of those games have that they came out in this within a year of each other. And they were both being developed for multiple years. So like, it's just very funny, I don't know. There's so much similar DNA. Oh, and also, there's ancient weapons in both games that were meant to defend the planet, but they have turned against the people they were supposed to save. In Wild Arms, they call them golems. There's 8 of them, and in Final Fantasy VII, there's weapons, and I believe there's 5 of them. But like, there's so much similar DNA. It's crazy. Oh my god, it worked. Sharky, did anybody message you? Or did you hear my summon in your soul? I just called your name out to the universe moments ago to see if you would hear my call. Not much, man. I just missed you. Wanted to see how you're doing. It's been a weird week because I've had guests. I haven't been able to stream. Haven't been able to catch up with my Sharky. Doing my favorite thing, guys. We're painting pitted metal. Oh my god, it's pitted metal. It's like the Twisted Metal logo, but it's pitted metal. I can't wait to paint some more rusty, old, worn metal. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not. This is my actual favorite thing to do. I haven't even been on my computer this week, dude. I've been entertaining people that came to visit. But yeah, I will absolutely be messaging you now that I'm back. Not the longest stream today. I'm probably on for another hour, maybe hour 15 minutes. Then I gotta get ready to get out of here. Maybe 2 hours if I really push it, but we'll see. Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, that was a wild menu. Yeah, that was a lot of cooking. Stone fruit salad, pesto tortellini salad with sun-dried tomato, braised pork belly in apple cider with pearl onions and carrots, smoked beef brisket with homemade cranberry barbecue sauce from berries from my own cranberry bog. Oh my god, what? What else? Stuffed mushrooms, summer squash casserole, roasted potatoes and onions, Oh yeah, char siu din. Chinese braised pork belly. What else? I can't even remember. The evening with the meat buns went very well. It was very nice. They brought their son over. He's 2 years old. He was very, very cute. He immediately started calling me Uncle Dan. Super cute. It was great. He helped me cook. He was like, I want to help cook. And I was like, all right, dude. It was great. It was really, really great. Good time. They are wonderful people, and it is a pleasure to work for them.
Go on, back to the pens, will ya? I need you fit for the morrow's harvest.
How do I time out dishes so things are warm still? First off, make sure half your dishes are okay, like, cold. Like, all my sauces are okay cold. My salads, obviously, are okay cold. Stuff like that. But then, factor in your resting times. So, like, the brisket can come out of the oven an hour before you serve it, 2 hours before you serve it, and still be good, because you need the meat to rest or the juices will leak out. Things like the pork you don't want to rest because you want the top to be crispy. So like when the brisket comes out, the pork can stay in and you can turn the broiler on for the last few minutes to get the top really crispy. Try to choose things that all cook at the same temperature so you can fill your oven and have it all come out at the same time. Get a really good size air fryer. I have a little air fryer that I use for casseroles. It's big enough that like an 11 by 9 can fit in there. I also have a smoker, so some stuff I can do in the smoker, some stuff I can do in the oven. But yeah, cook a lot of stuff the day before that can reheat, and like, you know, you can do stuffed mushrooms the day before and bake them so the mushrooms are cooked. And then if you reheat them the day of for 15 minutes, they're gonna taste fine. Always have stuff you can cook the day ahead that tastes just as good warmed up. Stuff like casseroles that have cheese in them always taste better the second time you bake them because everything thickens and caramelizes more. You get more of the nice crispy cheese and brown bits and stuff. So bake your casseroles a day ahead and then reheat them in the oven the next day and they're gonna have more flavor. But yeah. If you can get one of those little mini oven air fryers, those are great because you can put a tray in them and cook. Air fryers are great. If you can get a little oven one, they're fantastic. They're so helpful. Just always make sure to adjust your baking times, because stuff cooks faster on them. Something that, you know, takes 20 minutes at 400 might only take 15. I did make one fatal error in my cooking the other day. When I was putting my desserts in the oven, I was making a baked brie en croûte, which is brie and fruit wrapped in a puff pastry. I think my elbow must have hit the broiler when I was taking the meat out of the oven and accidentally activated the broiler. I did not turn the broiler on, but somehow it got turned on, and my puff pastry got nuked into literal ash. I smelled ash, and I said, hold on, what's going on? So then I frantically peeled the puff pastry off and burnt my fingers and saved the cheese and the fruit underneath. Yes, this is the aftermath. I feel very drunk because I haven't eaten, like, that kind of food in a while. And I didn't the night of. I didn't really eat. I let my guests eat, but I just kind of stared. I was just like, oh, yeah, you know, I taste tested everything. I'm not super hungry. But then last night, when I was freezing and giving away stuff and portioning stuff out, I had so many leftovers. I was like, I'm just going to make a plate. I haven't enjoyed my cooking in a long time. I'm always cooking for other people. I'm never eating it. So I made a little plate, some barbecue, some pasta, some potatoes and things. And oh my god, do I feel like shit. My body is not used to digesting rich, fatty stuff anymore. My clean eating streak has nuked my body's ability to enjoy that stuff. Nuked it. Nice. Sounds good, Miguel. Sounds tasty.
Not much chance I'd make it through the penitence gate without someone recognizing me as a deserter. Sid had better have a plan.
Nice. Oh my god. Before I knew what Elon would become, oh my lord. The painting I did of Elon as Iron Man. There it is.
You, Brandon, here now. You're late. What kept you?
Late for what?
Did they tell you nothing? A wild beast is savaging my boy. Well, don't just stand there gawping. Rescue him.
All right. Where is he?
My, I see they've sent me a branded with a spine for a change. He's over that way, towards the coast. Go, and see that you kill the beast.
My goodness. There he is, this Iron Man. There he is.
He didn't seem all that
Good
worried.
lord.
Something's not right here. I need to be careful.
The wolf! It's going to eat me!
If I can help it. I'll deal with this.
Cool. Cool, Kanye. Very cool.
No! You weren't supposed to kill Wolfie. You were supposed to die. Father will have you whipped for this. Errors aren't supposed to win. They never win.
What is this? Your father said you were being attacked.
You're not supposed to talk. Stop looking at me like that. We were only having fun.
Having fun?
Why are you still speaking? Father will hear of this.
Father's gonna hear about this, guys. Father.
The wolf's work, no doubt. But it's not the wolf that's to blame. Someone needs to put an end to this before it happens again.
Though I would have preferred a father instead of father. If you're gonna do the evil kid spoiled thing, it's gotta be father.
How dare you frighten my son?
This is better.
You slaughter his poor pet.
This voice is better.
Have the gall to return.
Father.
That wolf was trained. Better train my father, your worthless kind. You are the entertainment, nothing more. And we are most certainly not entertained.
I mean, the most mask off I've ever been is my Steve Lichman books.
Pay for what you've
I mean, there's, you know, there's jokes in there that are pretty risky,
It's not right.
but
I don't like him, Father.
You're not the branded I bought.
I'm also not really hiding anything, so
How dare you deceive me?
I'm never really like mask off,
Sins
mask
of
off.
the slave are the sins of the master. Go, summon the unlucky wretch you answer to.
That unlucky wretch would be me. I'm my own master. I'm beholden to no one. And I take orders from no one.
Lies! Do you think I cannot see that brand on your face?
Shut your mouth and listen. Those bearers you killed, they were people. They felt fear and pain, just as you do. And unless you wish to share in their suffering, you would do well to remember we are not your playthings.
Father, you're scaring me.
How dare you threaten us? How dare you?
This guy's voice is great.
Another hound. A bigger one. A better one.
Of course, my son. I'll have the villagers fetch us another. With jaws powerful enough to nip this bandit's head clean off his shoulders.
Yes, father. You know, a Final Fantasy game where
wasting my
wolves
time.
tear poor people apart.
I can't just leave those bearers lying out there. They deserve a proper burial. That much I can do
Oh,
at
what was the
least.
moment where I turned on Elon? For me personally, him getting involved politically was enough to become cringe immediately. Like I don't want his involvement in anything. It's like when everybody did the like shut up and dribble meme. Like that was really offensive at the time. Like it still is, but for Elon it's like shut up and make cars. Like I don't care, dude. Stick to what you're good at. Like he's very like Steve Jobsy, where it's like he might be able to like hire people that are good at stuff, but it's not really him. He's just like managing a bunch of really talented people. Stick to that. Like I don't need you getting involved in shit. And he's so like, I didn't realize how embarrassing he was, because I don't think he used to show it as much. Like he's so cringy. Like the stuff with the video games, and like I'm a big video game player. The Path of Exile Asmongold stuff was probably when I knew I could never, ever, ever, ever respect him again. That was wild. That was like, oh, you're like pathetic, dude. You're like a gross, pathetic loser. You're like the kid whose parents like paid other people's parents to let you come to a birthday party. Like no one liked you, and like they like he's one of those. Like I immediately was like, oh, you're just a fucking loser. You just had no friends.
I did.
But yeah, that was so. Oh my god, that was so cringy.
And when he gets here, more bearers will die. How can they think so little of sending us to the slaughter?
But anyway,
Simple. Because you are not them.
Bearers are tools when they're needed, and toys when they're not. If one breaks, well,
yeah, that was so embarrassing. The Asmongold shit was so embarrassing.
such attitudes don't always go unpunished.
Is this your doing?
Of course not. Wolves kill. It's in their nature. Invite one into your home, it's gonna tear your throat out eventually. Same with bearers.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think for a long time he did really well at hiding how much of like a liar he is. Like I thought for a long time I bought into the Diablo 2 thing. I was like, oh yeah, you know, he's like a nerd. He's like, you know, got involved with PayPal early. He's like a computer guy. You can tell he's nerdy and he's like, you know, whatever. So like I just believed. I was like, yeah, a guy like that would probably be really good at playing Diablo 2. So like, yeah, I'll believe that he has like one of the highest accounts in the world or whatever. Like that makes sense. Smart guy, has a lot of money, you know. Because D2 was like a thing where you could buy like SOJs and things like that. It was had a big cash economy aspect to it. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can believe that. But now I'm like, oh, he was just lying about everything. He was just lying about all of it. Like, this is all just a fucking act.
We'll try. Describe it to me.
She's beautiful, white hair. She lets me stroke her when I'm sad. She's ever such a good girl. So quiet and kind. She likes walking in the wheat. I know the fields are big, but she's never got lost before. Oh, she must be starving too. She hasn't eaten anything since yesterday, and it's my job to feed her.
In that case, let's not keep her waiting. There's a lot of field to search. Little luck, someone might have seen her. You work these fields? I need to ask you something.
A branded. And an outsider at that, judging by the lack of manners.
Oh, I have to get up and stretch my legs real quick, chat. I'll be right back.
Chloe, have you seen her?
Oh, this set's plaything. Last I saw, the filthy creature was sniffing about the windmill. That girl's old enough to know she should tie her pet up when she's finished playing with it.
The windmill.
Off with you now. I won't have idle branded underfoot.
Chloe? More brown than white. You're not Chloe, are you, girl? Is that someone napping on the job? I hope they don't mind the interruption. The crystal's curse.
Chloe, I was calling you. Didn't you hear me?
What?
Get up now. You've slept long enough. It's time to go home. Chloe? Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic. You knew you were my favorite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair. It could be months before Dad gives me another one. I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Is that all she was to you? A plaything? Do you really not care that she's dead?
She's not dead. She's a rock.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just how she died. And now she's gone forever. Giving another bearer her name won't change that.
No, don't say that.
It's true. And without that brand, she would have been just another girl. Somebody's daughter. Just like you.
Dad said bearers don't have parents.
They do. Parents that give them away. Families they'll never see again. But you became Chloe's family when you took her in. Remember that. And remember her. If the people of Moor are as intolerant as Isabel says, it's no wonder the Empire never sent my unit here. Are you Bertrand? The dame sent me.
Sounds about right. Only time I hear from her is when she wants something. Well, go on then. What is it?
One of her courtesans has gone missing, and I need to find her. A soldier who may have information on her whereabouts is rumored to have come here to meet with a trader.
Many traders stop to peddle their wares on their way to the capital, but only one's been seen quarrelling with a soldier.
Is he still here?
The trader? Oh, yeah. Stubborn sod stood his ground till the soldier got tired of shouting, from what I hear. If you seek him out, keep your head down. Fact is, folks round here would sooner hang a branded than help him. And that's even with the dame's brooch for protection.
Understood.
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon. I don't think he's a dessert.
What's this? A branded? Where's your master? Must I call for the constable?
I come to you from Northreach, at the behest of the dame. Perhaps you've heard of her.
Why, of course I have. I am the good lady's servant. What is it that she requires of me?
Rumor has it you were seen arguing with a soldier some few days ago. A soldier with a scar over his eye.
Yes, that's right. He had a comb which he claimed was an antique. Said he wanted to trade it for a newer one. But old though it was, an antique it most certainly was not, as I told him. Nevertheless, he insisted that it was of great value and was quite vehement about my appraisal. I stood firm, however, and for all his bluster, he still purchased a new comb, albeit an inexpensive one.
And do you know where he went after that?
My customers aren't usually in the habit of telling me whither they are bound, but as it happens, this one did. Yonder ruins, strange as it may sound.
My thanks.
Not at all. I would do anything for the dame. Anything. Be sure and tell her, won't you, that I was helpful. I mean, most helpful.
It smells of death here, Torgal. Wolves. We can't let them get any closer to the village. Well, the wolves have been busy, but the blood is long dry. So it is you, Tatienne.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick's. The girl Yannick went off to see every night. He said her name was Tatienne.
You... Did you follow me?
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason to. But no. I was sent to find Yannick. By the looks of things, I have.
We both found who we were searching for.
Nah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman with someone else. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant. Tells the garrison he's going to find the man and kill him. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to Moor for some dealings and doesn't come back.
If you mean this comb, it was a gift from the dame.
If only Yannick had bothered to ask, eh? He might not be rotting
Sorry,
in the
took a little longer than expected.
I think he meant to ask us something else. He stole the old comb.
I know you're a fan of food. If you couldn't eat food normally, what alternative would you choose to get nutrition? What does that mean?
Certainly not better north.
I don't know what that means.
We all know what happens to deserters.
If I couldn't eat food, what would I eat?
Tell the dame I'm sorry for her loss. When
What could I possibly eat that isn't food?
I'll see that Tatienne is delivered to the Vale.
Is that wise?
Maybe I'm misunderstanding the question.
This mess. The most we can hope for is that the dame doesn't hold it against us. Speaking of which, I saw her in Moor just now. Could you tell her what happened? Might sound better coming from you.
I need to tell Isabel. Perhaps the comb will give her something to remember Tatienne by.
Oh. I mean, if I could just have an IV hooked up to me at all times, then yeah, of course. I'd do that in a heartbeat. Be so easy.
If it was a message that needed delivering, I could have seen to it, my lady.
You are still in one piece, I see. You will be pleased to hear that your companions have arrived. They said they would meet you at a little chapel to the east of here.
Thank you, but you needn't have come all this way just to tell me. I was on my way to see you.
You found her then? I see. My dear Tatienne. It is by no means uncommon for a client to fall for a courtesan. Especially a client who's young.
Oh,
far
I didn't know succubus was an option. Yeah, I mean, come on.
such tales have
Clearly.
happy endings.
Clearly.
I found this with Tatienne. I believe it was yours.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her pyre.
I mean, Steve's a lich. His soul is frozen in a phylactery, protected against age and all manner of harm. So unless someone finds the phylactery and destroys it, he's immune. Immune from death. He doesn't need to subsist on stuff like food. He's just good to go.
Lucky to get that much. I pay what it's worth and no more. Not enough for you. Yeah, pity that. Thanks for nothing.
Weren't expecting any new branded until
He is a Psy Vamp in book 2, but it's also a lie. I'll be alive for another half hour, then I gotta go, guys. Then I gotta go. I'm getting hiccups, guys.
Any trouble on the way?
None worth mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door. Cheer up, Pluto. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than ever. Brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
Where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Samrak.
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut. And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted something similar before. And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by the Hammer, but that's not important.
Boosted material transfusion skills? I would turn dirt into gold, and then I would crash the world economy by being infinite gold, man. I'd say, can you see all this gold I got? Can you see it? Or, here's a more fun one. I would turn food that is healthy and helps you lose weight into food that tastes like food that's junk food. I would make the healthy food super delicious and wonderful. I would make a salad with boiled chicken taste like a 5-course Chinese meal.
He never stood a chance.
I'd go, no. This isn't a whole head of cabbage I'm eating raw. This is beef lo mein with General Tso's chicken. And then I would sell that food and crash the world economy. No, I'm just kidding. It all goes back to that.
All good things must come to an end. We might have a bit more company from now on. Talking about earlier.
What have we here? More insects come to be squashed. You will find my mortar and I only too happy to oblige.
Talker.
Let's shut him up.
It's a weird shoulder pad. I'm pulling from a famous statue of St. George. Yeah, it's pretty fancy. Anyone in here know what the dragon in St. George and the dragon is a metaphor for? Or is it supposed to literally be a dragon? Is it like an army he fought or something? Or like a king he defeated? Or is it supposed to be like a real dragon? It's meant to be like a real dragon? It's not like a metaphor? It's pretty dope.
No way for anyone to go.
Come on.
God, duty's a death sentence in this place. Not that Sylvester cares.
Sylvester's a weird pull for a name in a Final Fantasy game, especially for an emperor.
Breathe deep of the blessing, my friends. You've said being a dominant doesn't have its benefits.
Sid, this is an ether flood.
There shouldn't be one here, should there? The workers couldn't survive this.
Yeah, I wasn't here last time, I can tell you that. Which means we need to be quick. The ether won't hurt us, but I'd rather not find out what it's done to everyone else.
How to decide on where to add lights? Well, I'm looking at two things. I have a statue in front of me of a knight that I've turned, and I also have a reference of a knight, and the lighting in the reference is where I'm pulling how the light hits and like folds inside the textures. There's like directional light that I'm using this statue for, and then there's like the way it, like this stuff in here, like the way it pulls on the texture, the way the light feels on like the beaten metal. I'm using the reference photo for that.
Isabel said she thought the Empire might be planning to abandon the Council. Why?
Without any reason to up sticks, an ether flood would
I'm good. I'm good with that.
Thank you. Look on the bright side. At least you won't get lost.
Alright guys, unfortunately, in a couple minutes I gotta go. I have places I gotta be. It's the gym. I gotta go to the gym. I'd love to learn how to 3D model, but I want to finish these Zelda things before I take anything else on. I've got a full enough plate. I've got like a ton of unfinished paintings I'd like to finish. Yeah, I'll see you next week. We're gonna try and stream every day next week. That's the goal. Monday through Friday. That's what we did today. In 2 hours. Not the worst. I'm happy with this. Everything in this helmet I'm feeling good about. I like the texture. Alright, there's Lionel. Aquamantis. I'm gonna have to come in and do another pass on this guy after this is done so they match a little better. But I think this will be a good combo. I might tear the cape up on this guy a little bit too. I like the raggedy. I might bring a version of these pauldrons over into this one to make them match a little better. I like these pauldrons more than this stupid pauldron. I don't hate this one over here, but this one over here I'm not happy with. So I might bring that over. Make the horns a little bigger. Render out this fin. Yeah. It's too bad I didn't start this guy in grayscale. You can tell the difference in the rendering, which is going to annoy me, but I'm not going to start it over.
The mother crystal's just up ahead.
Is it? I can't see a thing.
Alright. Bye, everybody. Good seeing you. Have a lovely day, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Wow. Feeling good about this one. This is good. It's coming together quick. Alright. Love y'all. Take care. I'll see you.